lovely blue sky again today. Another lovely day. Every day is a lovely day with the Lord. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Heather, morning David. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, yours is the power, yours is the glory forever. Yours is the glory, yours is the kingdom, yours is the power forever. Our Father, who art in heaven, morning Pat, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Yours is the glory, yours is the power, yours is the kingdom forever. Rachel. Ba 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 ba. La 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 la. Morning, everybody. Welcome. We are rising up again. Last night I was saying, before we began the teaching last night, that in the evening we have to settle into the glory. In the morning, just rise up into it. Different colours, aren't they? The colour of morning, light, bright, ba, 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 ba. And the colours of evening, gentle. pick on colours in worship, and to find them and to, you know, move in them. Your mercy's falling down on me. Your mercy's falling down on me. Your mercy's falling. David says he likes mornings. Yeah, I quite like mornings. Your mercy's falling down on me. Your mercy's falling. Your mercy's falling down on me. Yes, your mercy's falling. Your mercy's falling down on me. Your mercy's falling. I am free. Oh, I am free. Oh, I am free. Oh, yes, I am. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. This is for dancing. See all those lovely swirling garments in heaven, all the angels and archangels. Like to think they're all, you know, giving it their best to worship the Lord. Morning, Margaret. Morning, Anne. Perhaps we can't manage to dance. I can't dance in the studio. I can hardly move in the studio. But in my head, here I go. Your mercy's falling down on me. Your mercy's falling. Your mercy's falling down on me. Yes, your mercy's falling. Your mercy's falling down on me. Yes, your mercy's falling down on me. I am free. I am free. I am free. Here we go. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. La 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 la. La 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 I am free. I am free. I am free. Oh yes, I am. I'm free to dance in the sunlight, or in the moonlight, or in no light, or in His full light. La la la. La la la. La la la. La 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 la. Now, of course, Africa dances, and you know, pretty wild. I love it. I love it. But the angels dance with a rhythm. You know, it's a lovely rhythm, and I remember once seeing them doing that and thinking, oh, that looks fun. I'd like to do that, I think. And I remember once singing this song in a group, and this one, you know, just Mercy's pouring down on me. And And the women got up and began to dance. And they danced around and they danced on and on and on. We played on and on and on. And there was a slow transformation in the room from women dancing and me playing the guitar to a sense of being amongst the angels. And the rhythm changed as we began to tune ourselves into their more subtle rhythm. It was beautiful. And I enjoyed it very much. I also enjoy the African dance and the rhythms as well. To try and get my spirit into the rhythm of heaven is what I'm trying to do when I worship. And I start with my own rhythms, but I'm looking for that deeper rhythm. We see that on Sunday, almost every Sunday here on the online service. We begin with whatever we begin with, you know, if you're there. Good morning, Paul. Oh, Paul's on the top of Beloved Missionary School. I wish I was there. I start where I start, but slowly there's a change comes over the worship on Sunday morning. As see, we have to tune ourselves into their rhythm, not them to ours. And we've had sleep and all the rest of it. We get all this world around us. And we have to adjust to them. I was watching Lord's, the early morning service from Monastery this morning on YouTube. And what struck me as this was a comment the nuns began to sing was, because they do it 6 times a day, they quickly pick up the rhythm of heaven, how quickly they pick it up. And how it's much harder for us to do that because we don't do it all the time. But they're doing what I believe, which is to find that rhythm of heaven, to find that movement of heaven and put myself in it. And that's truly beautiful. And that's what worship's about. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to move ourselves from where we are to where He is, and move in His. I remember I'm rabbiting this morning. Anyway, if you run the channel, you're a good rabbit, can't you? I remember being in Soweto with there was an Anglican church. Bishop was doing confirmation, and it was very formal, which I wasn't used to in Africa. And then the major domo, the man in charge, suddenly just said something like, I can't remember what it was, ooh, and suddenly the whole place was dancing, and it danced with a beautiful rhythm. It really did. It was a real rhythm in that place, because they're used to worshipping together. That's the real key, by the way. The more you worship with one group, the easier it becomes. And I could see them all. They all immediately fell into the rhythm of dancing in the heavenly places. Clever that. I thought, well done, guys. Obviously you've done this a lot together, and now you've got the message. And it was lovely to see that. I enjoyed that. Other times, and also in the West, it's just pointless dancing around, We don't dance around to dance around. We dance around to worship the Lord, and so we must log ourselves into them. And, if you know how to do it, come on Sunday morning, I'll show you how to do it, because we do it every Sunday. It's very easy. And I think that was a lovely rhythm this morning, isn't it? That rhythm of la 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 la, slowly absorbs you into it. Oh, there, philosophy this morning. My word, there's old Paul on the top of Beloved getting hot, and I'm philosophizing. No, I do believe in worship. I believe very much in worship, and don't see a lot of it. I was reading Psalm 91 this morning. Last night I was teaching on discipleship, and remember I said, it's usually the first thing people teach in teaching courses is what I have to do. Whereas I was teaching last night, the first thing we have to do is appreciate where we are and what we get from being disciple. I think that that's the starting point. Otherwise we become works-based disciples. First of all, we must focus on the Lord and what He gives to us in our discipleship and what He makes us before we look at what we do. And Psalm 91 is a beautiful psalm of what the Lord gives us. And when the going is tough, and it often is, this is the psalm for us. And I was just looking at whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Those two words themselves are pretty astonishing. El Shaddai, the overshadower. That's what happened to Mary at the incarnation. She was overshadowed by the Most High. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress. He is my God whom I trust. Now we come to it. This is what God gives to us, to those that follow him. Surely he will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. Our God is a saving God. And he saves us out of all sorts of circumstances and situations, a lot of which we never see. I was once delayed on a plane. Oh dear, it's my life. 4 hours delay. I was pretty ratty because I wanted to get home. And the Lord tapped me on the shoulder and he said, listen here, son, let's get something clear here. I don't want you in the air in the next 4 hours. Is that clear? And that's why you're sitting here. And when the air is clear, you can fly. I realised, he's a saving God. He saved me from something I don't even know what he saved me from. He's doing it all the time. He is a saving God. He doesn't sit in heaven judging us. That, if you study other religions, which I've had to do at depth, of course, what strikes you is all these other gods are so uncaring, and uncompassionate. They say they are, but they're not. They love to punish. They love to leave their followers in a ditch. Or they sit in heaven and I don't know, we have to get to them. But our God is a saving God. And he's saving us all the time. Every day, every minute, every hour, saving us from situations, saving us into them. His arms are around us day and night. He is ahead of us, marking out the path. He is behind us, guarding us from the rear. He is beside us. He is at our right hand and our left. He is a saving God. I mean, that in one psalm is enough, isn't it? And then he goes on, he will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. Well, that's it, isn't it? He saves me like a hen reaches out her wings so the little ones can be under them. And we see that a lot on the base. We've got a lot of chickens on our base. I don't know why. We keep trying to get rid of them. They keep coming back. But I was walking through the base one day, and there were 6 little chicks quick cracking away, and mother. And when I came, mother fanned them all under her wings because she thought I was going to come and whatever eat them. I should have said, I don't eat, I'm a vegetarian. She'd have waved at me then, I'm sure. No. He's a saving God. He's covering us day and night like a mother hen. That's what our God is like. And how long will he go on doing it? That's the next thing. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. He goes on doing it forever. Because we've given our lives into his care, he will go on caring forever. He is saving us, he is covering us with his wings, and he'll go on doing this forever. That's the deal. We have to, then we have to do. As I said last night, then we have to do. But first we have to realise we are not a works-based faith. We are a spirit-led faith. And therefore, the first step must always be inwards to what he is giving, what he is offering, what he is making of us. And out of that, we do our work. So, you see, if you are, whatever you're doing today, what am I doing today? Well, I'm trying to write this thing out called Spiritual Warfare for Kindle. I wrote some yesterday and the ceiling fell in on my head, so obviously it's red hot. Let's be careful with that one. Sometimes when I have these difficult things, I go somewhere else to write them out of the house. I might do that today. I'll see how I feel. And then, of course, tonight's live stream. Tonight is on revival, and I'm trying to draw in the revival streams. I don't know whether I will or not, but I'm trying anyway. There's a lot to do today. And he's going to save me all today and cover me all today and be faithful to me all today. Within that, I start off by putting myself under his covering, and then I work. What a lot of Christians do is they do the reverse. They think the Christian faith is about works. Well, it's not about works. It's about worship. It's about love. It's about surrender to the Lord. That's what it's about. Then we do the works afterwards. If you ever have any doubts about this, just work this out. What is it today that you're going to do for the Lord that he couldn't do better than you? Tell me. Make a list. I've got my list here, and on it it's got slightly less than one thing. Everything today that I might do for him, he could do better. That's why works are nonsense. That's why putting your faith in works is nonsense. That's why saying, oh, I've done this, I've done this, is nonsense. You must put your faith, you must put our faith in his salvation, in his faithfulness, and worship him and lift his name. That's what we're here for. We're here to be centres of faith, be those that are adoring, loving, serving the Lord, giving our lives to him, honouring him. And out of that flow our works. And the Lord is very kind and lets me do things. Well, every craftsman lets the apprentice do things. He can't just keep talking to the apprentice. He has to let the apprentice have a go. I was watching yesterday a master craftsman. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Karen. Sorry, just seen you there. I was watching a master craftsman made a spoon. Then his apprentice made a spoon. His apprentice lifted up the spoon and the end fell off. Of course, he's not very good at it yet. The craftsman didn't say, oh, you're never going to do anything again. He said, no, let's try that again. And that's what the Lord does. He lets us do his works. And in that we grow and develop as Christians. It's lovely. But that's the framework. The framework is I'm here to worship, to love, to adore, to put myself under his covering, and out of that flow my works, and not the other way around. See, and I've run out of time. Psalm's quite long. I might do a bit more tomorrow. I serve a saving God who is covering me this morning with his love, and will go on doing that until I come to the live stream tonight, and then I say goodnight, and then I say goodnight to Mary, then I sleep, and then the covering continues while I'm sleeping. Isn't that fabulous, don't you think? Got to get the Christian faith the right way round. It's not about doing, it's about being his disciple, his child, worshipping him, honouring him, serving him, letting him change our character into his likeness, and out of that we do our works. If you do it that way round, don't worry too much, because your works keep falling apart. You go, oh, sorry, Lord, GME, doesn't matter. Okay, so today, be saved. That's another thing. I haven't got time. I am rabbiting this morning, but we've restricted salvation to coming to Christ. The Bible would never be so foolish as that. I'm saved every day, every minute, right now. I'm being saved. I once watched a stonemason, and he said, "See this block of stone? What do you see?" I said, "Well, I see a huge block of stone." He said, "I don't." I said, "Well, what do you see?" He said, "I see a beautiful carving." "No, I don't see that." He said, "No, you don't, because all you see is a block of stone, but actually what I see is what it can become if I work at it." And I read a poem about that, which is exactly the same thing as that. I was walking on the seashore. I've read it before. I have 3 favourite poems. This is one of them. I saw a tree trunk. It was bashing on the rocks. It was been in the sea forever. It was hard. It had been hardened by the salt and all the oil it picked up from tankers and everything. It was wood, but it was like rock. It was all chipped and bashed where it had been knocked, but it hadn't broken. It was amazing that on the outside it looked like rubbish, but look through it and it had a great inner strength. And I wrote this: drifting on the wind and tide, a broken plank, gnarled and twisted, splintered on the many rocks it had been smashed against, yet still alive. It has survived its testing, and now waits only a carpenter who will see its worth and use it once again. And when he does, it will not split or splinter, for in its brokenness it has been made strong. Perhaps for me as well, the greater carpenter can find a use, and then I'll serve his greater purpose. In my brokenness, maybe in me, he'll find a greater strength. You see, the Lord is like that. He is like that craftsman. He looks at me and he sees what I could become. And so the seas of life wash around me, and I get banged and battered and covered in oil and salt and get burnt by the sun, but I get stronger and stronger and stronger. And then one day he says to himself, that Michael, yep, is now ready to be made into my likeness. And then the process of making me into his likeness begins, and it takes as long as it takes. And one day I will walk past the angels in heaven on my way to being with the Lord, and one angel will say to the other, hey, see that Michael? Doesn't he look like Jesus? Drifting on the wind and tide, a broken plank, gnarled and twisted, splintered on the many rocks it has been smashed against, yet still alive. It has survived its testing, and now waits only a carpenter who will see its worth and use it once again. And when he does, it will not split or splinter, for in its brokenness has been made a greater strength. Perhaps for me as well, the greater carpenter can find a use, and then I'll serve his greater purpose. In my brokenness, maybe in me, he'll find that greater strength. And that's us really. We are the plank banging around, twisted and battered by the wind and storm and sea, but we're being made into something that the Lord can use. And like my mason friend, my stone mason friend, who saw in a block of stone, not a block of stone, but a beautiful statue that he was going to carve. Perhaps for me too, the Lord will go, well, that plank is well and truly tough now. Now I can use it to make something beautiful. That, I think, is what the batters and bashes of life do to us. They make us stronger than the Lord can make out of us the person he wants us to be. I love that poem. And, some poems just catch you. Oh, I think I love that one about the memory in the cupboard too. I think that was nice. I like Walking Under the Stars about Mary, and I like Grey Days, which I don't think I've read to you. If you are the poet type, you write loads of things, but every now and again one of them stands out. That's exactly what I meant, and then that's the one. So I think there's 4 that I really like. Grey Days I like very much, and I like the one about Mary, and I think I do like that one I wrote about the cupboard. Do you remember about the memory in the cupboard? I just do. I like them, and I wrote. We did publish a lot once. Is Grey Days, just for your interest. Grey, aching days, another Gethsemane. How many more till I am free of the grey days, where there is no sun, no hope, and only clouds to press in on me, down on me, until, broken, I fall. Only to rise again for more aching grey days, where hope dwindles and even tears are gone, to leave a void which can never be filled, except by more grey, aching days. Oh God, is there never any end? And then I built that into a series of poems. So it's a very low time in my life. Say, look, the grey days can pass, but you have to pass through them. They just don't disappear. No, that's one of my poems. I don't know why I read that this morning. I'm in a rambling mood this morning. So, happy rambles. Thank you very much. Let's see, can I see them all? David, Pat, Rachel, Anne, Paul, Karen, Sandra, Pat. Morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me this morning on Chatterbox. I'm a bit chattery this morning, aren't I? That's the mood I'm in today, chatting away. And so on we go into the day. I do enjoy Chatterbox. It's amazing. I always find it a big effort to do. I really do. Yesterday I was really tired after Chatterbox, but I enjoy it. And so we'll chatter on until we go off to Ghana, then we'll see what happens after that. So, thank you everybody. Now we're going to switch, as you know, to the old FB. So if you're on the FB family, Facebook family, switch over to that. Some stay on Chatterbox who aren't on the Facebook family. You're welcome to join us there. So thanks everyone. Tonight, 2000 British Summertime, Revival and Why Satan Opposes It tonight. That'll be on tonight, so look forward to seeing you there if you can come. Thanks everyone. God bless. Now we'll set up Facebook.